The movie starts on a cold and quiet winter night. Deep in the woods, far from any town, one house stands alone. A man with a scared face comes out of the dark trees holding a lamp. He runs inside the house where his wife begs him for help. She tells him to take their children deep into the woods and leave them there. With a sad heart, the man leads his young son and daughter, Hansel and Gretel, into the wild and leaves them. The two children wait and hope their parents will come back. But it gets cold and they lose hope, so they decide to walk through the dark forest. After walking for a while, they find something amazing. They see a house made entirely of gingerbread. Its walls are covered in shiny candies and sweets. They are hungry and do not know the danger, so they go inside. This is not a normal home. It belongs to a man-eating witch who captures the children right away. She makes Gretel work as a slave and locks Hansel in a cage. She feeds him lots of candy to make him fat. The witch decides to cook Hansel and takes him out of the cage. But right then, Gretel breaks her chains and grabs a knife. The witch turns and shoots a fire spell at Gretel, but it does not work. Gretel is not hurt. She jumps forward, stabs the witch, and pushes her into the hot oven. This bad event changed them. The brother and sister are safe from witch spells, and they grew up to hunt witches for a job. Years go by and they become very famous. The story moves to the town of Augsburg. The local sheriff Beringer wants to kill a young woman named Mina because he thinks she is a witch. Hansel and Gretel arrive just in time to save the innocent girl. Mayor Engelmann tells the crowd that he hired the famous pair to protect the town and find the missing children. The sheriff hates this idea, so Gretel punches him and breaks his nose. The mayor tells the brother and sister to check a strange cottage in the woods. Inside the scary cottage, Gretel finds a witch. A big fight starts right away. Gretel shoots her crossbow, but the witch is smart. She flies out of the building on her broomstick. Hansel aims well and shoots her down. He chases the witch and dodges her magic spells. It is a tough battle. Spells and bullets fly, and the fight is rough. Finally, after a hard fight, the hunters kill the witch. They go back to the village and tell the mayor about the blood moon. This event happens in 3 days and is very rare. It is a special night for witches, and that is why they are taking the children. To help them in the dangerous woods, the mayor introduces a man named Jackson who knows the forest well. Meanwhile, the angry sheriff decides to do things his own way. He hires some tough men to find the witches because he wants to take power from the mayor. Night comes while they walk through the woods, and the men make a fire and laugh about winning. But their happiness does not last long. A scary witch named Muriel comes out of the dark. She kills almost all the men and leaves only one alive to tell the story. She uses magic to curse him with hunger and sends him back to town. When the man walks into town, his body explodes and blood goes everywhere. Gretel sees this horrible thing and knows it is a powerful witch's curse. Meanwhile, we see a secret meeting of 3 main witches. Here, they show their evil plan. They took the children to sacrifice them during the blood moon. This spell will make them safe from fire, which is the only thing that hurts them. We also learn that they wanted Hansel and Gretel to come to the town as part of their plan. But we do not know the real reason yet. The next day, Hansel meets Mina in the market. She likes him a lot. At this time, we also learn about a problem from his childhood. The witch fed him too much candy, and it made him sick forever. Hansel now has a sickness like diabetes. To stay alive, he must take a special shot of medicine. If he forgets, he could die. Hansel and Gretel want answers, so they set a trap for a witch. They use a statue that sounds like a crying child. The witch comes to get the child, and the hunters attack her. A big fight starts. The witch tries to fly away, but Hansel jumps on her broom and holds on. He and Gretel beat her in the forest and bring her back to town as a prisoner. They ask the witch questions, and she tells them an important secret. The witches need exactly 12 children for their spell. They need to take only one more child. She laughs at them and says the other witches are going to get that child right now. Hansel runs to save the child, and Gretel stays to watch the prisoner. This is what the witches wanted to happen. Muriel attacks the town and goes to fight Gretel. The third witch, named Clara, goes to get the last child. Clara grabs the girl and gives her to a big troll named Edward. Now Clara turns to fight Hansel. Their fight is very hard. Hansel knocks her out, but she wakes up and starts winning. She is about to kill him, but Hansel grabs her weapon and stabs her in the eye. Clara tries to fly away, but Hansel holds onto the broom again. Back in town, Gretel is fighting the powerful Muriel. Muriel is winning the fight and hurts Gretel. But Muriel does not kill her, and she tells a shocking truth. She cannot kill Gretel because she needs her for the blood moon spell. Just then, the tracker Jackson wakes up and aims his gun at Muriel. Muriel throws Gretel away and attacks Jackson. A boy named Ben likes Hansel and Gretel, and he sees a chance to help. He runs in and helps Gretel run away. Muriel goes to save her captured sister, but she is too late. She finds her sister hurt and Gretel is gone. Gretel wakes up in a strange place. It is Ben's home. She feels better, and soon she learns a big secret. She looks at Ben's things and sees a drawing. It is a picture of her mother. Ben says her mother was a witch who lived far away from town. She hid her magic, but the townspeople found out and burned her. Gretel is shocked by this news, and she leaves to find her brother. The story moves to Hansel, who is hanging from a tree after falling. Mina finds him and saves him. She fixes his wounds, and Hansel starts to like her more. At the same time, Gretel looks for Hansel in the woods, but the sheriff and his men attack her. They blame her for the trouble and attack. But someone watches from the dark. It is Edward, the troll who works for the witches. Edward surprises everyone and kills the sheriff and his men to save Gretel. Gretel is confused and asks why he saved her. Edward says trolls serve witches, which means Gretel is a witch. He leaves her alone with this scary thought. What did he mean? Is Gretel really a witch? Hansel looks for his sister and finds an old house in the woods. He goes inside, but Gretel is there and attacks him because she thinks he is an enemy. They fight and fall into the dark basement. Gretel sees it is her brother and stops fighting. They look around the dirty house and find something scary. A witch lived there, but they realize it was their childhood home. It is where they lived before their father took them to the woods. Gretel is sad and tells Hansel the truth she learned. She thinks their mother was a witch. Right then, Muriel stands in the door. She found them. Now she tells them all the secrets. Muriel tells the whole story. She says their mother, Adriana, was a good and powerful white witch. White witches are good and do not use dark magic. Adriana fell in love with a human and lived a happy life. She made her children safe from dark magic. Muriel says the witches need the heart of a white witch for the spell. But Adriana was too strong for Muriel. So Muriel made a cruel plan. She decided to take Gretel's heart instead. Gretel has her mother's power. Muriel looked like a human and told the town that Adriana was a witch. The scared people burned Adriana and hanged the father next to her. Hansel is very angry about his family. He attacks Muriel, but she is too strong. She stabs him easily, and while he is hurt, she takes Gretel. Later, Hansel wakes up and sees Mina. She gives him a healing drink and his wounds close. Hansel learns another secret now. Mina is also a white witch and she watches over them. Mina tells Hansel that Muriel took Gretel to the mountains for a meeting. This is a big party where witches do dark magic under the blood moon. Mina knows the fight will be hard, so she uses an old book from Hansel's mother. She blesses his weapons with holy power to kill the dark witches. Hansel, Mina, and Ben go to save Gretel and the children. They walk through the dangerous woods, and Hansel sets traps to catch witches. He gives Ben a big gun and tells him to hide. Then Hansel and Mina go to the mountain where the witches are. At the top, they see something scary. Many witches are there for the blood moon spell. The children are in cages and Gretel is tied to a stone table. The moon turns red and the ceremony starts, so Hansel steps out to distract the witches. They run at him, but Mina shoots them with her special bullets. Hansel fights through the crowd and frees the children. Muriel sees her plan failing, so she tries to kill Gretel. But Edward the troll remembers he serves white witches, so he attacks Muriel and frees Gretel. Gretel and Muriel fight hard. While they fight, the blood moon ends and the spell is broken. Muriel sees that most of her friends are dead, so she leaves. She flies away on her broomstick, and other witches follow her. But they hit Hansel's traps in the forest, and the traps kill the other witches. Muriel survives, but Ben shoots her down and hurts her badly. Hansel and Mina find Muriel in a surprising place. She is at the old gingerbread house from their childhood. Mina fights Muriel using magic. Mina fights hard, but her white magic is not as strong as Muriel's dark power. Muriel wins and hits Mina with a strong spell. Hansel runs to Mina and holds her while she dies. He promises to get revenge before she dies. Hansel is very angry and turns to fight Muriel to the end. They fight with their hands, and then Gretel arrives to help. Now the brother and sister fight the Grand Witch together. The fight is hard, and Muriel uses her power to win, but the siblings work together. Finally, Hansel grabs Muriel. He puts a chain around her and gets ready to hit her. But his body gets weak because he needs his medicine. He falls to the floor. Gretel is hurt, but she crawls to her brother and gives him the shot. But Muriel breaks free and starts winning again. It looks like the end. But Muriel tries to kill them, and Hansel throws her down. They cut off her head and stop her evil. They go back to Augsburg as heroes and burn the witch's body in front of the town. They take the reward money and leave because they have more work to do. In the end, their team is bigger. Now, Hansel, Gretel, Ben, and Edward the Troll are a family of hunters. They go to a desert with a dead witch to use as a trap. Edward breaks down a door, and they get ready to fight their next enemy. The story ends here.
Please like and subscribe.